Oh, okay. Let me bring in Surajit over here because Surajit, one of the things that we're seeing again in this budget is not much allocation given for the social sector, be it education. Because on the one hand, we are hearing that the number of seats in IITs are getting increased, but on the other hand, if you don't have adequate number of teachers, who are going to teach these people, you know? So, what would be your take and how you rationalize this whole thing that? Something that we are seeing in the capital expenditure sector. What matter more is the implementation part. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
I think as far as this question is concerned, I think social sector, particularly health and education, are primarily state subjects. And more than 80% of the spending on health and education are incurred by the state governments, and central government incurs less than 20%. Now, in this particular budget, what we have seen, many people have argued that there have not been sufficient increase in the expenditure on health, education, etc. But at the same time, there has been the revised estimate for this current year, 2024-25, as compared to the budget estimate of the year. There has been a substantial cut in the center to state transfer of resources by more than 1 lakh crore rupees, which is including, I mean, apart from the tax devolution part, which is formula based. If we club together finance commission grants, other grants, and all the centrally sponsored schemes together, then there has been a cut of more than 1,12,000 crore rupees in the revised estimate, which is substantial. And that would take a toll for the state governments, because if we look at the composition of state government expenditures, health and education, particularly social sector, is a big chunk of that. So if there is a cut in the center to state transfer of resources, already state governments are in extremely tight situation. On top of that, if there is a reduction, then I guess it would have serious implications for the expenditure on health and education incurred by the state governments. So
let me interject you. Something what Bhanumati was asking, or actually telling us, that many times, in spite of state trying to do something, for instance, nutrition or even open defecation, we don't see that thing getting actually implemented. You know, because from the perspective of it's not about only building toilet; it's about how to make people use toilet. You know, so how is there any way? Because one thing is you can paint like what Shubhamaya mentioned, that paint school wall, you know. The other thing is try to give more emphasis in getting quality teachers, who can actually make the difference in terms of the education outcome, or for that matter, in this case, nutrition outcome, or for that matter, open defecation outcome. So is there any carrot and stick policy with the government, central government? Because at that point of time, what matter is whether this thing are being implemented in a proper way, as opposed to giving just the fund, you know. And as we have heard both from Shubhamaya and others, in many cases, the fund which are given are not being utilized, you know. So it can be, I think Bhanumati has a point. Yeah, please.
No, I'm just looking at this data. Total transfer to the states and UTs in 23-24 actuals is 20.6 lakh crore, and 24-25 RE is 22.75 lakh crore, and BE 25-26 is 25.6 lakh crore. I don't know which number Surajit is talking, but anyway, I can talk to him later.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Surajit.
Sir, I was talking about 24-25B as compared to 24-25 RE, the current financial year. There has been a substantial decline in transfer. So, probably, sir, I am not the right person to talk about the implementation. There are huge implementation challenges of all government policies, all government programs. I teach macroeconomics and I mean public finance and econometrics. So that's my area. I would like to say that it's not only about social sector. In terms, you were mentioning about this middle class thing. I mean, it depends on the definition and so on. So if I can share a couple of slides, if
Yeah,
you have
please.
2 minutes time, then
Yeah.
I would just like to show, about this whole, as Professor Bhanumurthy, is the slide visible?
Yeah, slide is visible.
Okay. As Professor Bhanumurthy was mentioning that economic survey is important. This is from economic survey of this year 24-25, page number 378. This says, this is the wage rates from our PLFS data. And here, if we look at the last column, for self-employed people, monthly income is, average monthly income is 13,000 rupees. For regular salaried employees, monthly income is 20,700 rupees, and casual laborers, it is 418, which turns to around 12,000, 13,000 rupees per month. So we have done some more calculation based on exactly this database, PLFS 23-24. According to that, more than 25% of our labor force in India earns less than 100 rupees a day or 3,000 rupees a month. And only around 25% of labor force earns more than 15,000 rupees a month or more than 500 rupees a day. Then we were looking at this tax data. The number of
Surajit, sorry to
Yes.
interject again. Can you go back to the previous slide? Because if it is 15,000, so basically we are talking about around 3 lakh, right? Times 12, which is average monthly earning of workforce is therefore around the India's per capita income of 3,000 US dollar. That's what you're saying.
I can't convert right now, but 15,000 rupees means
Yeah, per month, right? You were saying it's per month?
yeah, 1,80,000 rupees per
Yeah,
annum.
so it's actually less than, because $3,000 would be around 2,50,000 rupees.
Must-
Yeah, so it's much
Yes.
less. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is by
So
the because
this is
I also
PLFS.
understand this 3,000 that you are saying, that's the average income of a farmer also. If I look into the agricultural latest agricultural survey, that
Yes, this is including all the sectors and rural, urban, male, female, as you can see from
okay.
economic survey data.
This
So
is low. That's all I'm saying.
must be, sir.
Yeah.
Now, we were looking at CBDT data of 23-24 financial year. This income slab wise, there is this, this is page number 9. It is showing that the
Can you
number
please
of,
make it full screen? Can you please make it full screen?
I have, okay.
Yeah.
Is this better now?
Yeah, this is better. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we look at the numbers, number of taxpayers who have filed the return and whose income has been more than 5 lakh rupees per annum and up to 5 crore rupees, etc., then we see that if we, from PLFS, we get the total size of Indian labor force is around 60 crores in 2023-24. And only 2.85% of population or 6.8% of the labor force in 23-24 could earn more than 5 lakh rupees per annum. And in that particular table, it is written that 2.35 crore people have paid direct tax, but they have not filed the return. So if we add all of them, and if we assume that all of them have earned more than 5 lakh rupees per annum, then who would actually get the benefit of this tax scheme?
And in fact, this is
rupees?
again a very startling revelation, because with this new 12 lakh as the limit, this 2.85 will be below 1%. That's what you're saying.
But I am saying that even if we include 2.35, I mean, I'm not saying this is
that
their data, CBDT.
2.35 is for the 5 lakh. But now I'm saying that for the 12 lakh, this percentage will come down.
It will be much less.
Yeah.
12 lakh, this is not there. 10 to 15 lakh, that slab is there. So we don't have data according to 12 lakh slab. However, if we calculate 5 lakh and above, and if we incorporate 2.35 lakh, then also it will be less than 4.5% of population. And there could be more than one earning member per family. So it would be around 10% of the families in India. Now, so this is not middle class. Clearly, we are talking about top 10% families or population of India when we talk about
Like
direct tax
15,000
benefits and
rupees.
so on.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I was seeing in the media that about the multiplier effect, which we were discussing earlier. I think that, of course, there would be some multiplier impact on the growth and on the GDP because of this tax reduction. There would be some increase in consumption, definitely. However, the estimate is 1 lakh, around 1 lakh crore rupees of additional disposable income for the sociological middle class, let's say. So that will have some multiplier effect. But at the same time, there would be two more things. One is there will be some import leakages, for sure. If GDP grows, then in open economy, the open economy multiplier would be much less than the closed economy multiplier. Secondly, I think that if that amount of money could be spent on social sector, health, education, etc., which is availed mostly by the poorer section of population, their marginal propensity to consume, Radhika was mentioning, is much higher than the richer section of population, whose saving propensity is relatively higher than the poorer section of population. So the multiplier effect could have been possibly larger. I'm not saying the trade-off is between spending the money on health and education and giving tax concession. However, I mean, we are operating under a situation where profit rate is falling, investment rate is falling for last 10, 12 years now, not only because of lockdown, even before that. So it's I mean, we are entering into a recessionary state slowly. And the world economy, not only our economy, the world economy is entering into a recession. That is another challenge, that export-led growth is not a possibility anymore. So export cannot play the role of engine for growth. So in such a situation, how to boost domestic demand is the challenge. Now, I think that one good step is there would be some increase in disposable power for some section of population, but simultaneously, if that wouldn't have taken place at the cost of reduction in health expenditure or education expenditure or social sector in general, which is availed mostly by the poorer section of population, it could have been possibly better.